Hello students, how are you? Today in this video I would like to teach you a very interesting topic. Comes under the communication skills, that is nothing but word stress. In short we call it as stress, but here don't think stress is not the physical stress we feel. The stress is also a related term to English language. It talks about the English pronunciation. If you want to make potential your language regarding the pronunciation, you should know the pattern of stress also. So we can say stress plays a very important role in making our pronunciation perfect. So that is the topic we are going to learn in this video. The name of the topic is word stress. So how the question is asked based on this one. Before that, it is given the question number 17. This is the last one. This is the last question that is given at the end of your public examination question paper. That weighs 5 marks. That weighs 5 marks. How stress will be questioned? Just see, I am writing some examples here. See, I have written 8 words here like this. 10 words will be given in the question paper and asked you to mark the stress on any 5 of the following words. So 10 words will be given. You need to mark stress on any 5 of the given options. So here just see. Take the first word, abroad, remember. Here, I just draw some lines on one of the letters of every word. Here, what are those lines indicates? The vertical bar indicates stress. The vertical bar indicates stress. How can I put those stress marks? If you want to put stress mark on those words, we should know some rules. Here, the word abroad takes stress on the letter B, but we should consider it as a syllable, abroad. So that's why I put stress mark on letter B. Here, what should we understand is, word stress is related to the topic syllables what we have learned in our first year grammar. Isn't it? We have learned syllables in the first year. So some 10 words are given in the paper and you divide them into syllables and write their names, mono, di, tri and polysyllabic words. Isn't it? Haven't we learned? Yes, we have learned. So like that, the topic of syllable, the knowledge of syllabic division is very helpful. It is very accessible, very linked to this particular topic. And see, remember, I put a stress mark on the letter M. Here, I put the stress mark on the syllable MEM. And university, the word university takes stress on V. And today, T. The word seaport takes S. Psychology takes stress on C. And infatuation takes stress on A. How can I do this is based on some rules regarding stress. Here, why we put stress mark on the word broad, the syllable broad, because it begins with the prefix A. When a word begins with a prefix A, we should put a stress mark on the second syllable. So here the word abroad divided it into two syllables, abroad, like that. Remember, the word remember begin with the prefix re, R-E-V, remember. A university takes stress on the university. Why should I put it is, the reason is because the word university ends with I-T-Y. I-T-Y. When a word ends with the suffix I-T-Y, it takes the stress on anti-penultimate syllable. That means third syllable from the end. U-Ni-ver-si-ti. So there are 5 syllables. If you see the third syllable from the end is V. The third syllable start with the letter V. That's why I put it. And here today is a noun. That's why it takes stress on T. And seaport is a compound word. It takes stress on the primary syllable. Like that, if you see the word psychology, and it also takes stress with the same rule what the university takes. Psychology, it is a polysyllabic word, and a polysyllabic word that ends with the suffix logy takes stress on the anti-penultimate. That's why I put stress on ch. Psychology. Got it? And infatuation, if a word ends with the suffix tion, we should put a stress mark on the penultimate syllable. So here penultimate means second syllable from the last, from the ending of the word. How it is? Infatuation. The letter A is a separate syllable here. And the possibility is also the same as university. So this is the way we put stress mark, we keep stress mark in the examination. Let us discuss the topic in detail. So as I said, having knowledge on stress mark improvises our pronunciation, and it is completely related to our pronunciation, because when we want to learn a language perfectly, we should have grip, we should have knowledge on 4 aspects, that is listening, speaking, reading and writing. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. When we take the second skill, reading, speaking, this particular topic relates to the speaking. If you want to communicate with others in an intelligible way, that means the other should understand what we are speaking. We should know these kind of things. That's why the topic word stress is introduced in your second year grammar. Got it? Okay. Let's see what is the relation between a syllable and word stress. And before that, let me introduce the definition. Let me say the definition of stress. Stress is a degree of force. Stress is a degree of force when we utter a syllable. When we utter a syllable. Here, take the word. beautiful information. So I have written 5 words here. So take the first one, fast. The word fast consists of one syllable. That's why we call it as monosyllabic. Monosyllabic. Before that, can you tell me the definition of a syllable? Okay, right. A syllable is a unit of sound which has vowel sound as its essential part, vowel sound as its nucleus. So such kind of units are called a syllable. Words in English are formed of different syllables as mono, di, tri, poly. So every word has a syllable. If you considered a unit of letters as a syllable, that particular unit must have a vowel sound. We already discussed what is a vowel sound when we learned phonetic symbols or phonetic sounds in first year. Didn't you? Yes, we have learned. And here, fast is considered as monosyllabic word because we can't divide it. And come to the second one, person. Person. So the word person is divided into 2 syllables. So it is called die. And beautiful, can you divide it? Beautiful. 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 So it's a trisyllabic word. And come to the information. Information. And university. And it has 4. That's why it is a polysyllabic. Beautiful is a trisyllabic word, and university has 5 syllables. Actually, it is considered as a pentasyllabic word, but more than 4 syllables we consider them as poly. So, right, poly. So this is the way we identified. We did syllabic division in our first year. So what is the relation here? Okay, hope you understand. What is a syllable? A syllable is a unit of sound which has a vowel sound as its essential part. So that unit must have a vowel sound. Okay, let us see. I am reading it again. Fast. Come to the stress. Monosyllabic words do not have any stress. If you want to put a stress on monosyllabic word, don't think about that, put it aside. Actually, monosyllabic words take stress on first syllable, and those words will not be given in the question paper, leave it. And come to the second one, person. The word person has 2 syllables. It's a disyllabic word. Here I am asking a question, and which syllable is taking more time? Which syllable is sounding louder here? Is it the first syllable th or the second syllable son? Yes. Here in the disyllabic word person, the first syllable, the first 3 letters P-E-R is uttered with more force. Person. It's a strong one and it is a weak one. So where the unit takes more force, where we put extra force while we utter a syllable is called stressed syllable. So here, per is the stressed syllable. Here we need to, how do we identify? How do we put stress mark? What symbol is used to mark stress? A vertical bar. Here draw a vertical line before the stressed syllable. Okay, the 3 letters P, E or these 3 are considered as single unit. Here we may have a doubt, that is, where should we put? Can we put any of 3 letters? No. you should put the stress mark on the first letter of the stressed syllable. You should put the first letter before the first letter and don't take the second and third. A syllable has sometimes 4 or 5 letters also. But here, whatever the number of letters a syllable has, it doesn't matter. We just put the stress mark. We just put a vertical line, vertical bar on the first syllable of the stressed one, right? And see the third example, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here, these 3 syllables, we are stressing the first one, beautiful. So that's why we are putting the stress mark on B. And see the fourth example, which is a polysyllabic word, and see it, information. I am pronouncing it again for your convenience, information. So among the 4, the syllable is uttered with more force. It is said to be in a longer way. It takes extra force. We are emphasizing the particular, so that's why we put a stress mark on the third syllable. And take the last word, university, university, university. Here we need to put a stress on V, university. Here we are pronouncing, we are stressing the syllable V. Got it? So in this way, we identify stress among the words by pronouncing it correctly. But another doubt will arise. What is the doubt? Is our pronunciation is exactly same as a Britisher, a resident of UK? No, we can't. So every country has its own pronunciation. The accent is different from country to country because we have lot of regional languages influence on our accent. So accent in the sense here is the way we speak our language. The way we speak our language. So that's why we can't identify correct stress of the words based on our Indianized pronunciation. Because many people speaks sounds in their own way. But here, if you know some rules, some important things regarding the stress, we may go near to the pronunciation. Go near means we just try to speak some extent to the British way of pronunciation. But then, how can we correct it? Further thing, there are some rules. There are some rules to identify stress or to mark stress in a written manner. Because our pronunciation is not exactly same as Britishers. So we can't stress every word in a perfect manner. But we can get perfect by learning some rules regarding this one. So before going into the stress, we need to learn the rules regarding stress. Based on those rules, we can identify at which place we can mark the stress. Got it? Hope you have an idea on it, how stress is marked. So by using a vertical bar, by putting a vertical bar, so this vertical bar should draw before the first letter of stressed syllable. First letter of stressed syllable. How can we put? Take this word amazing. Here the word amazing is a trisyllabic word. If you divide it into syllables, we can write like this: amazing. Amazing. So here the second syllable takes is pronounced with more force. That's why here we put the stress mark on M. Don't put commas or apostrophes and don't underline. They are the wrong way of identifying stress, because some students get confused and put a underline like this. No, it's a wrong way of. We just draw a vertical bar on that particular letter, on that particular syllable. Exactly. So please see clearly and remember it clearly. Got it? Here. So this is the way we can understand. So let's know the rules. Let's know the rules regarding stress. Here, syllabic division plays a very important role. Syllabic division plays a very important role while identifying the stress, because the prefixes and suffixes play an important role. Based on suffixes and prefixes, the stress is shifted from one place to another, from one syllable to another. Let us see how it. Okay, there is two news. One is good one and another is bad one. The good news is we have rules. We have certain rules to mark word stress. It's very good. But come to the bad news. The rules which may not cover all the words. Some rules are not applicable for the words. There are so many exceptions while we mark the stress. So that's why we should remember stress is an unpredictable thing. We can't exactly say the particular syllable takes stress on it. So that's why up to your examination, the rules will help you. You just remember these rules, but keep in mind that the rules may not cover all the words, may not applicable to all the words. The same rule will be applied to not all the words. Got it? So let us see the rules. Rule number 1. The first rule regarding the stress is disyllabic words that are nouns and adjectives take stress on first syllable. So nouns and adjectives which are disyllabic words. Nouns and adjectives which are disyllabic words. Disyllabic particularly take stress on first syllable. So we can say nouns and adjectives take stress on the first syllable. Let us see. Auto, see, these are the words you can identify as nouns. Water, lawyer, pleasure, seaport, always, newspaper, business. And these words take stress on first syllable. Water, lawyer, pleasure, seaport, always, newspaper. Of course, you may have a doubt, busyness. It is a trisyllabic word, but it is considered as a noun. Then we can put the stress mark on the first syllables. So, a noun and an adjective generally which have two syllables take stress on the first syllable, primary syllable. Got it? And rule number 2. Here, verbs with two syllables. Generally, verbs take stress on second syllable. Verbs take stress on second syllable. See it? Begin, contain, believe, extent. Like this. Begin. So here it is a disyllabic word and it is a verb also. Begin. And contain, believe, extent, forget. And this takes stress on G. So verbs take stress on second syllable. Nouns and adjectives, particularly disyllabic words, take stress on first syllable. Here is an exception. See it? Hotel. Here the word hotel takes stress on the second one, not the first one. As I said earlier, the rule may not apply to all the words. The first rule may not cover all the topics. This is an exceptional case. Hotel. Here the first syllable ho is a weak one and tel, the second syllable, is a strong one. So here we give extra force to tell. That's why it's an exceptional case. So these kind of words, we should be careful with these kind of words. Got it? And let's see the rule number 3. The rule number 3, words begin with prefixes like a and in, d, re, x, like this, b, and these prefixes, if a word begin with a prefix like this one, a, and, in, d, re, x, b, take stress on the second syllable. Take stress on the second syllable. Let's see how the examples is there. Abroad, again, allow, assure. And take these 4 words. Every word begin with the prefix a. Abroad, again, allow, assure, academy, academy. So in this way, we can identify, we can put the stress mark on the second syllable when your word begin with prefix a. Before that, I have a question for you. Hope you have you know the meaning of prefixes and suffixes. Do you know that? A prefix is a group of letters, a letter or a group of letters that are used before a root word. And suffix refers to a letter or group of letters that are used at the end of a root word. Because of these prefixes and suffixes, stress is shifted from one place to another, one syllable to another syllable. Right? Let's see. Antic, antic, indomitable. This is the word that is given in your previous question paper, in the previous question paper where your seniors have answered. Indomitable. Right? Define, delete, debate, degree, decide. See this? Here, these words begin with the prefix de. That's why it takes stress on F. Reward, return. These are the words that begin with re. Record. And extent. Here, okay, let me finish. Between, become, beside, before. And while marking the stress, while drawing the vertical line, be careful. It should before the first letter of the syllable, and be careful, it will not be shifted to the before letter. If you put on E, it will be considered as wrong. You may lose your mark, right? So in this way, we can use the stress mark. So these prefixes, the words begin with these prefixes, take stress on the second syllable. Second syllable, please remember rule number 3. We may expect a word from this rule, definitely in the question paper. And let's see the next rule. Rule number 4. It is an interesting one, and see. The words begin with these particular suffixes. In the previous rule, we had the examples regarding prefixes, but in this rule, there is a rule regarding suffixes here. EER, ETTE, self, and IQUE. And these words, the words that ends with these suffixes take stress on the last syllable, whether it is a di, tri, or poly. If those words end with these suffixes, they take stress on last syllable. Take the first one, it will be easy for you. Myself, himself, herself. See, every word ends with the self and takes stress on the S. And this, see these two examples, gazette. Here, don't get confused. We need to we need not to put the stress mark on the suffixes where the letters consist of. Sometimes the suffix comes along with another letter also. You may confused. Here the word ends with E, TTE also. That's why, can I put the stress mark on E? No, it is not. It's a wrong way. You have to put the stress mark where the syllable begins. Here the second syllable begins with the letter Z. That's why we need to put the stress mark on Z. Gazette. Cigarette. Cigarette. Here the last syllable begins with the letter R. And come to the second one, EER. Pioneer. Volunteer. See this one? Pioneer. N. Volunteer. TER. And see, take the first one. Employee. Employee. Here the last syllable begins with Y. That's why we should put the stress on E. Employee. Payee. Got it? And see the last one. Antic. The same rule is applied. When we use this example for the previous rule also. If the word, a disyllabic word begin with an, it takes the second syllable. The two rules are applied with the word antic, boutique, like this. So, and a word ends with one of these suffixes, we should put stress mark on last syllable. That is an important rule. And see the next one. Rule number 5. Here, see this one. Some words function as both a noun and a verb or adjective. The same word with the same spelling function as or used as noun as well as a verb or an adjective. And where we can put stress when we have same kind of words, let us see. The list of the words here. Noun, verb or adjective. I am writing clearly. You can note for your convenience. The same word is used sometimes as noun or a verb. And the best example. Progress, survey, and record. Permit, present, and see it. We have the same spelling, but the pronunciation is different. But with these kind of words, how can we clear our confusion? Let me see. As I said in the first rule, a noun takes the stress on the first syllable, a verb takes on the second syllable. Sorry, here adjective, noun or adjective. Right? Absent, it is a noun. So put the stress on primary syllable. Absent. Conduct. We generally get the certificate of conduct when we leave a school. right? Conduct as a verb. Progress, progress. Survey, a survey is conducted. The engineer surveyed the land. Record, 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 record. Sachin broke many records. He recorded my voice. Record, record. Permit, permit. Present, present. So these are the words, but there is another doubt will arise. What is that? So both the words have same spellings. I make the difference by pronouncing them, but how can we recognize in the examination? There is a solution. Examiners won't confuse you because they will make you clear. They are always student friendly. That's why they give these words. Like this, the problem is solved. If it is a noun, they put the symbol capital N in the brackets, or if it is a verb, they put the V at the brackets, right? So absent, absent. Conduct, conduct. So remember these words. They are very useful and we can have a clear idea on it. So note them clearly in your notes and read again. Got it? That is about rule number 5. And come to the next rule. In the rule number 6, it is an interesting one also. If a word ends with tion, if a word ends with the suffix tion, it takes stress on the penultimate syllable. Penultimate syllable. tion and ion also. tion, ion, ic. And words ends with these suffixes take stress on a penultimate syllable. What is a penultimate syllable indicates? A penultimate syllable means second syllable from the end or from the last. Penultimate means second syllable from the end. And take this word, infatuation. Infatuation. Ye is the separate syllable here. So put the stress mark on ye. Remember, you need not to divide them into syllables. If the rule is flashed in your mind, if you confirmed a particular letter is the stressed one, a particular syllable is the stressed one, just directly draw the vertical bar on it. You need not to divide them. Got it? Ion. Confusion. Confusion. The last syllable begin with S. IC. Logic. Magnetic. Magnetic. So we should put the stress on N. So this is an important rule that comes under rule number 6. Here you need to remember what is a penultimate syllable. A A penultimate syllable is second syllable from the end. Dividing it for your convenience. See it in fatuation. The syllable ends with the TION. The first syllable from the end, the second syllable from the end, the third syllable, fourth syllable, and fifth one. So this is the first one and the second one. That's why I put the stress mark on A. Is it clear? Infatuation. That is called penultimate syllable. That is called penultimate syllable. Got it? So what I said is, you need not to divide them like this. Just try to remind the rule and apply it directly. Got it? And let's go for the next rule. Some words take stress on the anti-penultimate. Take them. If words end with the suffixes like IAN and LOGY and geography, IZE, IAN, LOGY, geography and ITY. This is very important. This particular suffix is very important because it may appear in question paper. There is a chance to appear in question paper. So words end with the suffixes like IAN, LOGY, GRAPHY, IZE and ITY take stress on anti-penultimate syllable. Anti-penultimate syllable. That means third syllable from the end. Third syllable from the end. See it? The words end with the suffixes like IAN, LOGY take stress on the anti-penultimate. So anti-penultimate indicates third syllable from the end. Third syllable from the end, not the second. If the stress mark is on the second syllable from that, it is called penultimate. If it takes on third syllable, it is called anti-penultimate, opposite. Let's see the example. Indian. So it's a trisyllabic word. Obviously, the stress is on the first one. Comedian. So M. Don't put the stress on the head of the letter. It should place before the letter. Got it? Musician. So S. And take the LOGY. Psychology. I am dividing it. Psychology. And what is the third syllable? What is the anti-penultimate syllable here? 1, 2, 3. Psychology. Got it? And then biology. Yes. Listen to it carefully. How many syllables are there? How can you divide it? Biology. Don't sound it as bio. Biology. It's a polysyllabic word. That's why you need to put stress on O. Got it? You should be very careful while answering these type of words. Zoology is also the same. And let's do the next one. Photography. 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 Biography. Biography. Like this. Orthography. Orthography. And this one, like that. Let's see IZE. Humanize. Symbolize. Hit humanize. Symbolize. Got it? And see the last one, it's very important. See this one. Possibility. See it. Pause. Z B L T. Possibility. So here the third syllable is B. That's why we need to put stress on B. Electricity. 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 So the stress mark is on T. That is the anti-penultimate. Got it? Utility. Utility. So this is the way we should put stress mark on the anti-penultimate syllable by following these suffixes. IAN, LOGY, graphy, IZE, ITY, and remember this one carefully. So I told you at the beginning of the class, that is, stress is not fixed on a syllable. The prefixes and suffixes makes it shifted from one syllable to another one. One syllable to another one. There is a best example I am going to write here. See it and observe it. Academy, academic, academician. See it? And these three words belongs to the same field and they look equal. Of course, there is a difference in spelling and pronunciation. If you remember the first rule, the first word academy begins with letter A. So, can we follow the same rule with the two other words? No, it doesn't apply here. Here, the word academy takes stress on C, because here we apply the rule, the word begin with the prefix A. Whenever a word begin with the prefix A, it takes stress on second syllable. Okay, here, CA is the second syllable. Academy, academy. We should pronounce like that. And see the second one, academic, academic. We should put stress, draw stress on the penultimate syllable because it ends with IC. See it? And see this one, academician, academician. Here we should put the stress on M because it ends with IAN. When your word ends with the suffix IAN, take stress on anti-penultimate, as I said in the previous rule. Academician. So there is another beautiful example. See it? Economy, economic, economical, see this one, economy, C, economic, N. So this is the way we can identify. So here what should we learn is the prefixes and suffixes influence the stress mark. It changes the stress mark. So these are the words we need to remember for the examination purpose. And there is another rule, and we can consider it as the last one. See it? Some derivational suffixes, words with derivational suffixes do not affect the stress. Suppose take less, HOOD, FUL. See this one. And ISH. See this one. Color, colorless. Here, if you want to put stress on the word color, it is a noun, so it takes stress on C. But here, the suffix LESS is added at the end. But the stress is not affected. You can follow the same. So these type of suffixes is called derivational suffixes. Derivational suffixes means the suffix which change the word from noun to verb or adjective. A noun to verb or adjective. By adding prefixes, we can change its parts of speech, the function of the word. So such kind of prefixes are called derivational suffixes. And see this one, hood, brother. It ends with the silent R and is disyllabic word, brother, and it is a noun also. That's why we put stress on B. If it is brotherhood, mother, motherhood, child, childhood. So the stress doesn't change. Beauty, it's a noun. So we should put the stress on B. And if we add the suffix FUL, got it? Ish, yellow, yellowish, child, childish, and child is a noun, yellow is an adjective, like this. So there is another suffix I am writing here, that is MENT, develop, development. Got it? Develop is a verb, and that too, it begins with the suffix DE. So when a word begins with the suffix DE, it takes stress on second syllable V. The same rule is followed where though it ends with the suffix MENT. Development. Instead of the suffix, we can put the same stress mark where we put on the word develop. So these are the derivational suffixes that may not affect the stress mark. We should follow the stress mark where we put on the root word. These are all root words. And the last one, MENT, LESS, hood, full, ish. These are all the suffixes. So, and remember these rule also. This is all about stress mark. And in page number 171 and 172, there are two tables are given. The first table consists of 100 words for your practice, and the second table consists of 50. We have totally 150 words are given in page number 171 and 172 in the textbook for your practice. And there is a first table given at the beginning of the topic, and please prepare those also, because the answers are also given in the textbook itself. Got it? just go through the rules again. Just read the rules again and see the video repeatedly. You can understand well. Then practice the words on your own. The number of doubts may arise while doing it. So I will clear it later. Got it? So do practice the words and try to write the answers on your own and don't see the key. If you have doubts, just contact me. And this is all about the most important topic that brings us full marks in the second year question paper. There is no problem with it at all, even for the average students also. Why I am saying confidently is, there are 10 words will be given. You need to draw stress mark. You need to put the vertical line on any 5. Any 5 only. Just try to remember even minimum 2 to 3 rules. And you may get full marks, because the same rule, the words that are belong to the same rule may given. So that's why practice well and get through the rules again, and it will make it easy for you. So thank you for watching. I hope you understand the topic well.